charting the TV future for AEW. I'm Matt Carlins, and this is Just Pro Wrestling News for Thursday, May 20th, 2021. A big welcome to those of you listening on TheWrestlingRevolution.com. If you want to bring our updates to your website, email us, desk@justprowrestlingnews.com.
AEW.
WarnerMedia is renewing its commitment to AEW with a new deal that lays out some future changes for the company. AEW Dynamite will move from TNT to TBS starting next year. The long-awaited third hour of AEW TV programming will debut on TNT on Friday, August 13th. That new show will be called AEW Rampage. It won't be on TNT for very long. Like Dynamite, it will also move to TBS starting next year. While AEW's weekly TV programs will move to TBS, it's getting a commitment to air 4 specials every year on TNT. The New York Post quoted AEW owner Tony Khan saying there's also a, quote, financial upside, end quote, to this new deal. The card for the Double or Nothing pay-per-view is now essentially set. New matches were announced during last night's Dynamite. Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston will challenge the Young Bucks for the AEW tag titles. Mox and Kingston are the new number 1 ranked contenders after their win over the Acclaimed on last night's Dynamite. Meanwhile, the Bucks successfully defended their tag titles against the Varsity Blondes in the main event of last night's show. The new TNT champion Miro will defend against Lance Archer at Double or Nothing. But before then, Miro will defend his TNT championship for the first time on next week's special Friday Night Dynamite against Top Flight's Dante Martin. It's now official, the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle will clash once again, this time in a stadium stampede at Double or Nothing. If the Inner Circle loses, they must disband. Sting and Darby Allin will team up again at Double or Nothing against Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. AEW was careful to point out that this will not be a cinematic match. Sting will compete live in the ring. Getting back to the matches from last night's Dynamite, Serena Deeb returned to action for the first time since February and submitted Red Velvet to retain her NWA Women's World Championship. AEW's Women's Champion Hikaru Shida beat Rebel in a non-title match, but Dr. Britt Baker laid out Shida after the match. Christian Cage pinned Matt Sydal with the kill switch, and Anthony Ogogo beat Austin Gunn via referee stoppage. WWE has reportedly released at least 8 individuals. Among them are 6 wrestlers. Most were based in NXT or working at the Performance Center. Those names are Kavita Devi, Jessamine Duke, Ezra Judge, Skylar Story, Vanessa Bourne, and Alexander Wolf. Wolf had just appeared on Tuesday's NXT, where he was ousted from Imperium. Also reportedly released, referees Jake Clemens and Drake Wirtz. Today's NXT UK has a Heritage Cup Championship match. A-Kid defends against Tyler Bate.
Impact Wrestling.
On tonight's Impact Wrestling, we're going to get a Tag Team Championship match. Finjuice defending against Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Also tonight, one half of the Knockouts Tag Champs, Kiera Hogan versus Tenille Dashwood, and Rohit Raju versus Jake Something.
Ring of Honor.
Allison Kay is the latest entrant announced for Ring of Honor's Women's Title Tournament. Meanwhile, on ROH's week-by-week YouTube show, world-famous CB submitted Wheeler Yuta in a Pure Rules match. Major League Wrestling's Open Draft kicks off tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern on MLW.com and the league's digital platforms. That is Just Pro Wrestling News for Thursday, May 20th. Our next update comes your way tomorrow morning, so please rate, review, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. I'm Matt Carlins. Thank you for listening.
This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.